Good morning, everyone. I'm Cheryl Hodder, the chair of Mount Allison's Board of Regents, and we'd like to acknowledge that Mount Allison University is located within the traditional territory of Mi'kma'ki, the unceded ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq. Our relationship and our privilege to live on this territory was agreed upon in the Peace and Friendship Treaties of 1725 to 1752. Because of this treaty relationship, it is to be acknowledged that we are all treaty people and have a responsibility to respect this territory.
Gilasi, welcome, bienvenue, and congratulations, graduates. I want to invite you to take a big breath. Feel it in your whole body and be present in this very moment. As the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us, breathing in, there is only the present moment. Breathing out, this is a wonderful moment. Yes, today is a time to look back at the last few years and all that you have learned in classes and studios and labs, through successes and probably some failures. It is time to look back at how you've grown as humans in confidence and wisdom, and how you have matured through relationships and experiences. Yes, today is also about looking ahead to new adventures, new challenges, and to the world that keeps turning with all its sorrows and joys, and that is so in need of compassion and understanding. But right now, take a deep breath and be in this moment of celebration, of accomplishment, of being part of the Mount A community. Let us be present in this moment of celebration with joy, compassion, gratitude, and hope.
Greetings, everyone. As your President and Vice Chancellor, it is my distinct honor and my privilege to declare Convocation to be in session. Je prononce la cérémonie de la remise des diplômes en cours. Chancellor, Board Chair, members of the Board of Regents, faculty, staff, and administration, distinguished platform guests, family, friends, community, and most especially the class of 2025. Welcome, bienvenue, upchalasi, you've made it, welcome to Convocation 2025. You can clap now. Chancellor, as we start this morning, I would like to introduce a number of special guests that are with us today. As I introduce each of them, where able, I would ask them to stand and to remain standing, and I would ask the audience to withhold your applause until I've introduced them all, and then I want you to give them a wonderfully warm Mount Allison welcome. C'est un grand honneur, it's a great honor to introduce Her Honor, Louise Imbeau, Lieutenant Governor of the Province of New Brunswick. It is an honor to also welcome the Honorable Jean-Claude Damour, Acting Minister of Post-Secondary Education, Training and Labour. And it is always a distinct honor to acknowledge and welcome Chancellor Emeritus, Dr. John Bragg. Everyone, welcome our guests. Now, graduates, I have a few minutes to talk to you. And as I address you this morning, I realize that I am standing in a somewhat risky, if not difficult place. On the one hand, I'm one of the last things that you have to endure before you officially walk across the stage and have your degrees conferred upon you by Chancellor Lowen. On the other hand, there's probably an expectation that I'm going to say something smart, something wise, something intelligent, perhaps even something inspirational. The truth of the matter, graduates, however, is that you are the inspiration this morning. You are the reason why every single person in this room has gathered here today. But of course, I'm going to try to give you something. What I want to give you is exactly 5 words. The 5 words I want to give you were the last 5 words that were spoken to me the last time I did what you are doing today, which was cross a convocation stage and receive a university degree. So let me dig deep and summon my best Sophia Petrillo. That usually gets more laughter than that. Golden Girl, Sophia Petrillo. Picture it. Exeter University, England, circa 2010. In a ceremony quite similar to this one, in a hall that was, well, to be honest, not quite as nice or grand as this one, but it was okay. I was you. I was there to get my last university degree, my PhD. And as I stood at that point in the ceremony, just about there, the bottom of the stairs, waiting to come across the stage, there was absolutely only one thing on my mind. My mind was completely obsessed with one thought only, and I suspect this might resonate with some of you sitting there. I was trying to figure out how I was going to cross the convocation stage without tripping and falling and embarrassing myself in front of everybody. So on hearing my name as I stood there, I summoned the courage, and I gingerly walked up those stairs, turned to the right, my robes flapping kind of awkwardly and dangerously around my ankles, sweat starting to trickle down my brow. Thankfully, I have bushy eyebrows, so I caught it before I went to my eyes. And slowly and intently, I took my steps towards the chancellor of that university, towards the other side of the stage. To my surprise, I made it. Now, you all thought I was going to say I fell flat on my face and embarrassed myself, didn't you? Not true. However, I had been so concentrated on not tripping that I suddenly realized that I was indeed face to face with the Chancellor of the University of Exeter, at that time, Lady Flowella Benjamin, a Chancellor almost as good as Chancellor Lynn Lowen. And Chancellor Benjamin was already standing there with her hand awkwardly outstretched, patiently waiting for me to come, so I quickly got my hand up, put it in hers, and she warmly grasped it. And as she grasped my hand, she pulled me ever so slightly towards her. And then she said something to me, a very unexpected thing. She said, "I want you to do me a favor." I want you to do me a favor. What do you do when the Chancellor of the university says, "I want you to do me a favor"? Well, Chancellor, you do the only thing you can do. You say, "Yes, Chancellor." So I said yes. And then she said these 5 words to me. She said, "Dr. Sutherland, help craft a better future. Help craft a better future." She then ushered me along my way across the stage. Those 5 words have echoed in my mind ever since. And it is that same favor I ask of each of you. Help craft a better future. Now think about that for a moment. That is why Mount Allison University exists. We are here called to work every day for a world that is more resilient, prosperous, vibrant, inclusive, healthy, and sustainable. And the way we get there is through help and craft. I've always thought it very interesting that she chose those 2 words, help and craft, and I want to dwell on those for just a moment. The word help, it invokes togetherness. It invokes community. A better future comes by working together, helping each other, and I can think of no better way to describe Mount Allison University than as a community that helps one another. So graduates, as you traverse life in the future, everywhere you go, strive to build community. Now to that last word, craft. Again, a very interesting choice. She didn't say build or create or make, she said craft. Craft comes to us from the Old English. It refers to skill and dexterity, the combination of art and science, liberal arts and sciences, and talent. It's about things that are built and made, often with the hands. So to ask you all to craft in the future is to note that you have agency in the future, that you can put those skills, that dexterity, the liberal arts and sciences tradition that you have been steeped in here over these last 4 or 5 years, to work to craft that better future. But as I ask you, class of 2025, to help craft a better future, I need to edit, I think, the words of the great Chancellor Benjamin. I want to add the word continue. I want to ask you to continue to help craft a better future, because you're already doing it. Now, I wish I could tell the story of every single one of you here today. If I did that, we would never get to lunch. We'd probably not get to dinner. But I wanted to speak to just a few of the graduates that are graduating this morning to highlight how you are already crafting that better future. Matthew Call, receiving today a Bachelor of Commerce with a minor in economics, an entrepreneur par excellence. Even before Matthew came to the shores of the Tantramar, he was a successful entrepreneur launching a car detailing company where he was in high school in Ontario. Here he co-founded Takeoff, a shuttle service taking students to and from Moncton and Sackville. He was co-president of the Mounday Investment Club, member of the Mounday Venture Capital Challenge Team, and recently awarded the Frank H. Sobey Award for Excellence in Business Studies. Matthew Call, crafting a better world through entrepreneurship and business. Adil Alimjanov, graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Mathematics. I think Adil, who came to Mount Allison from Kazakhstan, would be described as the face, if not the spirit, of international welcome of Mount Allison University. He has been a campus ambassador, international orientation chair, winter orientation chair, intern at the International Center coordinating student programming and outreach activities, and still found time to be a teaching assistant in computer science and a research assistant in psychology. For all your humanity and welcome, Adil is crafting a better future. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a few words about Claire Wilbur, Bachelor of Science, Honors in Biochemistry. Claire grew up in St. John, New Brunswick, coached hockey and soccer, volunteered at the hospital and with veterans. Here at Mount Allison, she was a Bell Scholar, captain of the cross-country team, teaching assistant, academic mentor, researcher from ichthyology. That's the study of fish, by the way. I had to look it up too, it's all right. And 4 years as a research assistant at the Heart Institute of New Brunswick. This fall, of course, Claire is off to Oxford University, almost as good as Mount Allison. I don't know why you're laughing. As the 57th Rhodes Scholar from this august institution, she'll be studying cardiovascular science and medicine, a future doctor and medical researcher. So class of 2025, like all of you, Matthew, Adil, and Claire exemplify how you and nearly 2 centuries of Allisonians have been helping craft that better future. And we cannot wait to see what you do. Now, everyone, we had a little gathering last night and we did a little practice run. Remember the rehearsal we did last night? So I have a favor to ask of everybody in the room as I conclude my opening remarks today. And that is, I want you to literally raise the roof of Convocation Hall in shouts, hollers, cheers, applause, everything you can do to celebrate the class of 2025. Congratulations, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Chancellor, graduands, distinguished guests, faculty, alumni, and members of the Mount Allison community. Today we gather to celebrate not only the achievements of the class of 2025, but also to honor a moment in history. 150 years ago, in 1875, a young woman from St. John, New Brunswick, walked across the stage at Lingley Hall where Hart Hall now stands, to receive her Bachelor of Science and English Literature from Mount Allison University, becoming the first woman in the entire British Empire to earn a university degree. Her name was Grace Annie Lockhart. She was a pioneer, a trailblazer, and a symbol of the possibilities of education for all. But as she stood amongst her graduating class, there was something different and something missing. Please take a look at the Mount Allison class of 1875, the class photo on page 6 of your Convocation program. You will notice that unlike the men who were graduating beside her, Grace Annie Lockhart was not permitted to wear the academic regalia that signified her achievement. Today, on this sesquicentennial anniversary, we gather to right that historic wrong. And now, I invite Tori McCarville, president of the Mount Allison class of 2025, to come forward. Senator Catherine Colbeck was the first woman ever elected to serve as premier of a Canadian province. Her remarkable journey in public life stands as both a tribute to and a result of the vision set in motion by Grace Annie Lockhart. Today, she joins us not only as an alumna of Mount Allison and a close family friend of Tori's, but also as a leader who has helped shape Canadian history. Catherine Colbeck is a beneficiary of Grace's vision, a vision that opened the doors of higher education to women and paved the way for generations to lead, serve, and inspire. I now have the honor of inviting the Honorable Catherine Colbeck to join Tori at center stage. James Robert Inch, principal of the Ladies' Academy and later Mount Allison's third president, was instrumental in advancing women's higher education. In 1872, he moved a motion before the College Board stating that women who matriculated and completed the prescribed course of study would be entitled to receive university degrees on the same conditions as male students. That motion was carried, paving the way for Grace Annie Lockhart's historic accomplishment 3 years later. It is my honor to invite James Robert Inch's great niece and member of the Mount A class of 1971, Jeannie Inch, to join Tori at center stage. Another beneficiary of Grace's legacy was the Honorable Muriel McQueen Ferguson. She was a pioneering alumna from the class of 1921, New Brunswick's first female judge, the province's first female senator, and the first woman to serve as the Speaker of the Canadian Senate. A lifelong advocate for equality, she opened countless doors for women in law, politics, and public life. Today, her doctoral robes, which were donated to the university, will be used in this ceremony as a powerful gesture linking generations of women who have shaped and continue to shape our history. I will now ask the university's archivist, Dave McWhinney, to present Muriel McQueen Ferguson's academic regalia to Catherine Colbeck and Jeannie Inch. And I now invite Jeannie Inch and the Honorable Catherine Colbeck to robe Tori McCarville, just as it should have been for Grace Annie Lockhart, a ceremonial recognition long overdue. Grace Annie Lockhart's legacy serves as a beacon to every person who has attended Mount Allison since 1875. Today, with this act, we affirm that her place in history is not just remembered, it is honored fully and rightfully. As we begin to confer degrees to the class of 2025, let us carry forward the legacy of Grace Annie Lockhart, not just as a story of the past, but as a call to action for the present. She stepped forward when the world told her to step back. She claimed a place where none was given. And in doing so, she proved that barriers are meant to be broken, not to remain unchallenged. Each of us carries the same power, the ability to stand firm in the face of uncertainty, the responsibility to defend the values that define us, equality, justice, and democracy itself. In Tennyson's words, it is up to us to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield.
Ms. Chancellor, platform guests, members of faculty and staff, graduates of the class of 2025, families and friends, I am honored to present Judy Bragg. Judy Bragg attended Mount Allison in the early 1960s and is a longtime friend and supporter of the university. A philanthropist with a strong dedication to our community and to education, Judy has supported many charitable causes. She's also played a vital leadership role in her family's business enterprises, including the Bragg Group of Companies, Oxford Frozen Foods, and Eastlink. Through the River Phillip Foundation, formerly the John and Judy Bragg Family Foundation, Judy and her family support education, medical research, community projects, and other causes. The foundation has also supported several other universities in the region and is deeply committed to the success and sustainability of rural communities in Atlantic Canada. Judy and John Bragg have been giving to Mount Allison since 1979, becoming some of the university's most generous benefactors. Their transformational support includes contribution to the Bragg Women Music Opportunities Fund, the Frank McKenna School of Philosophy, Politics, and Economics, the Cedric Ritchie Endowment, the Purdy Crawford Center for the Arts, and various scholarships and bursaries. Notably, in 2021, Judy created the Carol McLean McKiggin Memorial Bursary in memory of her sister, who was a member of the class of 1963. This bursary supports students in the voice stream of the music program. Judy's commitment to service and generosity have earned her wide respect across Atlantic Canada. Her contributions have empowered generations of young people to pursue education, realize potential, and contribute meaningfully to their communities. In recognition of her leadership and philanthropy, she received an honorary degree from the University of Prince Edward Island in 2010. Her lifelong dedication to education and community services has left a legacy empowering future generations. And if that isn't enough, Judy is an incredible athlete with a superpower related to her spatial awareness. So I do not advise going up against her in golf. And I also do not recommend sitting down with her to do a puzzle unless you're up for one that's 1,000 pieces all in white, because that's the kind of puzzle that Judy does. So, Ms. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of Mount Allison University, I request that you confer upon Judy Bragg the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Judy Bragg, on behalf of the Senate of Mount Allison University, we are pleased to confer on you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. The hood with which we are investing you and the diploma we are presenting to you are the outward symbols of your membership in this venerable and distinguished community. We are honored to have you as a Mount Allison graduate and look forward to your continued association with the university.
Ms. Chancellor, platform guests, members of the faculty and staff, graduates of the class of 2025, families and friends, I am honored to present Dr. Nancy Grant. Dr. Nancy Grant, Mayor of Rothsay, New Brunswick, is a retired radiation oncologist and healthcare leader. A New Brunswick native, she earned her Bachelor of Science degree in 1969 from Mount Allison University. Dr. Grant went on to attain her medical degree from Queen's University and her Master of Science in Health Administration from Central Michigan University. She is also the recipient of an honorary Doctor of Science from the University of New Brunswick in St. John and was awarded the Fellowship of the Royal College of Physicians of Canada. Dr. Grant was first elected as Deputy Mayor of Rothsay in 2012 and then as Mayor in 2016, with re-election in 2021. She has been active on numerous town and regional committees throughout her time in office. Since the local governance reform process of 2023, Dr. Grant has chaired the Regional Facilities Committee of the Fundy Regional Service Commission. A passionate volunteer, she has given her time to many community organizations, including United Way, Symphony New Brunswick, Imperial Theatre, the Salvation Army Auxiliary, and Mount Allison University, where she served on the Board of Regents from 1999 to 2011. Her most impactful volunteer work has been as the founder and driving force behind Hospice of St. John Incorporated, for which she was a recipient of the inaugural Order of New Brunswick in 2002. In 2010, Dr. Grant was named one of Canada's 100 most powerful women by the Women's Executive Network for fundraising work, leading to the opening of Bobby's Hospice, the first residential hospice in Atlantic Canada. She has also been awarded the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee and Platinum Jubilee medals in recognition of her contributions to the community. Dr. Grant is married to Dr. Stephen Brennick, whose unwavering support has been central to her success. Together, they have 2 children, both healthcare professionals practicing in the Maritimes, and enjoy travel and time with their 2 grandchildren. The family proudly represents 2 generations of Mount Allison alumni and hopes for a 3rd. Ms. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of Mount Allison University, I request that you confer upon Dr. Nancy Grant the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Nancy Grant, on behalf of the Senate of Mount Allison University, we are pleased to confer on you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. The hood with which we are investing you and the diploma we are presenting to you are the outward symbols of your membership in this venerable and distinguished community. We are honored to have you as a Mount Allison graduate once again, and look forward to your continued association with the university.
Convocation at this time. I should say Dr. Grant, perhaps. Dr. Nancy Grant, everyone.
Your Honor, Mr. Minister, Madam Chancellor, Mr. President, honorary degree recipient Judy Bragg, members of the Board of Regents, faculty, alumni, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Most importantly, good morning to the class of 2025. First, may I offer my sincere congratulations to all graduates and also to your families. Your hard work has paid off, and you're about to enter the larger world well-equipped for whatever the future brings. May I also say what an honor it is for me to receive this honorary degree from this university today, particularly in this 150th anniversary year since the first woman in the Commonwealth was awarded a bachelor's degree at this university. I and generations of Mount Allison women stand on the shoulders of Grace Annie Lockhart, and so this is such an honor for me today. Thank you. Graduates, you are so fortunate to have earned your undergraduate degrees here at Mount Allison. At a time when the world in general seems to be moving away from such things, you have spent your university years in a place where decency and civility continue to be the norm, where people know your name, where face-to-face communication is still valued, and where people still care about each other. In our fast-paced, technologically driven world, these things are more important than ever. Never lose them. But you're now about to leave this wonderful place. In many ways, I envy your stage in life. So many exciting choices before you. As you move into the future, I would offer 4 small pieces of advice for your consideration. First, always keep your passion for causes important to you. This being Mount Allison, I know that many of you will have been involved with issues important to the university and very likely the larger community. As you and I know, there are still many social issues that need work. Perhaps you have been working on a cause that could bring benefit to a good number of people. As you leave here, let those dreams continue to burn brightly. Too often, we depend on governments to provide the solutions to community problems. And yes, governments can and sometimes do provide support for important issues. But it's been my experience that that support is usually provided in response to grassroots passion and hard work for a cause on the part of people like you. So keep the flame burning, build the fire under like-minded people, and don't be discouraged if it takes longer than you think it should for something to be accomplished. This will make it all the more gratifying in the end. 20 years ago, as we were raising funds to open Bobby's Hospice, the first residential hospice in Atlantic Canada, we came to realize that we would need some degree of operational funding from the provincial government. We knew this would necessitate a visit to the provincial health minister with an ask. What we didn't realize at the time was that it would necessitate visits to 5 successive provincial health ministers with the same ask before the job was done. So the task was neither quick nor easy, but ultimately it did result in funding being established for provincial hospices, and now there are several. So don't be discouraged. It can take a long time to convince hearts and minds. Secondly, don't be afraid to reinvent yourselves. You leave Mount Allison with many skills and a large network of alumni to call on. Opportunities can present themselves at the most unexpected times. It really is true that we never know what's around the next corner. And sometimes barriers which appear to block your way can actually be turned into opportunities. I believe that's exactly what is happening in Canada as a whole at the present time. Threats to our sovereignty have forced us to see our country, our wonderful country, in a whole new light. And we are working together in a way that I have not seen before in my lifetime. And I believe this can only bring long-term benefit. So look for opportunities, look for ways to turn negatives into positives. Continue to learn always, and don't necessarily be afraid to take risks. Taking a risk is not always easy, can be downright scary, but it just might open up a whole new world for you. Perhaps a chance to use your skills to help your profession or your community in a whole new way. But even that might not be the most gratifying part of reinventing yourself. The most gratifying part might come as you meet new people, people you would not otherwise have had the opportunity to meet. So a whole new audience. New relationships can expand your horizons in ways you couldn't imagine, perhaps even new allies for your cause. So welcome new adventures and experiences. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone and take advantage of your alumni network. You will find them more than willing to help you. Third, keep your small town values with you always. Some of you are from small towns, as I am, and you will understand what I mean. Others of you are from large cities, but here in Sackville and at Mount Allison, you have had the opportunity to experience the fundamental values of a small community. Neighbors knowing neighbors, people helping each other out, having each other's backs, helping each other avoid the isolation, which can be such a negative health determinant, particularly as we age, but also sometimes for younger people. And always remember the importance of small things that you might do to help someone else. Things that you might consider small and insignificant, but to someone who is unbeknownst to you struggling with some issue, it might mean the world. It could be something very simple, a smile, a thank you, an invitation to coffee. And you may never know the result of your small act of kindness, but isn't just practicing humanity the real reward? And this is becoming ever more important with the explosion of AI, which at some point will be doing all of our routine tasks for us. Our humanity and human connections will be critical in guiding us into the future. And I believe that people who understand this will be in demand. Finally, and this is the physician talking, remember to care for yourselves. You will all find yourselves subject to the demands of a busy world. Further study, jobs, families, caring for children and then parents, or perhaps both at the same time, and the demands of life can sometimes seem overwhelming. With mental health issues on the rise, always remember, to care for others, you must care for yourselves. There are some simple things that contribute to good mental health, things I've told my patients many times over the years. Physical activity, mental activity, socialization, and relaxation are the keys to a good life. Balance these with fresh air, sunshine, laughter, and time for yourselves. In conclusion, you are the recipients of an excellent education given in a nurturing environment, and you are well equipped to go out and make your marks on the world. Your Mount Allison relationship and degree will always stand you in good stead, as they have always stood me in good stead. And stay involved with your university through the alumni or perhaps as a volunteer. It will enrich your lives in so many ways. Again, my congratulations and my very best wishes go with you as you leave Mount Allison. God bless.
As our graduates know, faculty are the heart and soul of Mount Allison University. As Provost and Vice President Academic and Research, I would like to acknowledge the exceptional contributions of all Mount Allison faculty to teaching, to research, to creative scholarship, and to academic service at this university. For any faculty present, I would like to ask you to stand if you are able and to be recognized for your contributions to Mount Allison. I would like to invite this year's recipient of the Herbert and Leota Tucker Teaching Award, Dr. Geneviève Desmarais, to stand. Psychology professor Dr. Geneviève Desmarais is a recipient of the 2025 Tucker Teaching Award at Mount Allison, the highest teaching honor at the university. Established by Edmund, Harold, and William Tucker in memory of their parents, the Herbert and Leota Tucker Teaching Award is intended to encourage excellence in teaching at Mount Allison University by acknowledging those who exemplify this excellence. Since 2008, Dr. Desmarais has taught 9 different courses at Mount Allison in the psychology and biopsychology programs, and regularly develops new multidisciplinary courses in neuropsychology. Dr. Desmarais' teaching philosophy is based on students moving towards a growth mindset, where they take ownership of their own learning, and with the development of critical thinking. She also believes learning is the most impactful way students engage with material in a meaningful way when it is relevant to their futures outside the classroom. She adds meaning to theory by providing real-life, personal, and often humorous examples in class. Dr. Desmarais' courses range from Intro to Psychology to advanced topics in behavioral neuroscience and psychology, science, and science fiction. She recently developed courses in Society and the Brain, which focuses on developing public speaking and group work skill sets, and Exercise and Cognitive Function, an area of active research in neuroscience. She coordinates the Cognitive Science program, was a key contributor to the development of the Biopsychology Honors and Major program, and helped shape the certificate in biopsychology at Mount Allison, creating a more interdisciplinary opportunities for students. Known for going above and beyond for her students, Dr. Desmarais has supervised 34 honors students and 36 independent studies students during her time at Mount Allison. As one of her nominators, Dr. Nancy Guerin, says, she gives wholeheartedly to all her research students, providing them with strong guidance and many opportunities, from attending national conferences to supporting them in publishing their research. She continues to provide this mentorship even once students have graduated from Mount Allison. In 2023, Dr. Desmarais was named a Fellow of the Society for Brain, Behavior, and Cognitive Sciences and is President of the Canadian Society for Brain, Behavior, and Cognitive Sciences. Congratulations to Dr. Geneviève Desmarais, the 2025 recipient of the Tucker Teaching Award. Bill Tucker will present Dr. Desmarais with her certificate.
Each year, Mount Allison recognizes faculty members who have retired after long service to the Mount Allison community. I would invite this year's recipient of emeritus status to stand if they're able as their name are called, and for the audience to withhold applause until I've read all the names. This year, receiving the title Professor Emeritus are Terry Belke from the Department of Psychology, Odette Gould from the Department of Psychology, Louise Wasilki from the Department of Psychology, and receiving the title Associate Professor Emeritus, Peter Sianchuk from the Department of Commerce. Congratulations to you all. Honoranda Cancelaria, hic baccalaureae, qui ad te educo ad gradum magistri inscientia apti atque idoni cogniti sunt. Gianco Emanuel Angelozzi Blanco. Reza Asmele Adzadeh Hidazi. Charlotte Mary Louise Hache, recipient of the Governor General's Gold Medal. Ibrovia Daniela Ibru. Honoranda Cancelaria, hi adolescentes, cos ad te educo ad gradum baccalaureae in scientia, apti atque idonii cogniti sunt. Saeed Shafnan Shahriar Ahmed, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Ella Marilee Allen Tanner, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Tanner Bailey Altenkirk, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Jane Barrow, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Island Bernard Docker, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the F.A. Serby Prize in Psychology and a varsity student athlete pin. Michaela Marie Boudreau, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of a university leadership pin. Andrew Robert Butler, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. William Miller Chapman, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the Canadian Association of Geographers Undergraduate Award and the Outstanding Achievement in Linguistics. Duc Tri Dong, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude. Marie Diane Fogarty, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of a varsity student athlete pin. Mary Eileen Griffin Fromm, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of the Pravin Varma Gold Medal in Science, the Harold Melville Rogers Memorial Gold Medal, the Fensom Prize, the Colin Patterson Prize, the Harold Chapman Steeves and Analia Steeves Memorial Prize. Monica Mary Patricia Gallagher, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of a varsity student athlete pin. Molly Elizabeth Grabe, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of a varsity student athlete pin. William Michael Henman, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of the G.E. Matthews Prize in Physics. Mariah Ashley Hennessy, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Lindsay Nicole Hood, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of the Biochemistry Prize and of a University Leadership Pin. Laura Danielle Hubert, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of the Dr. R.N. Varma Memorial Gold Medal in Physics. Paul Samuel Ipe, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Samuel Albert Levesque, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude. Madeleine Eve Longelin, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude. Alyssa Leanne Marie Lubert, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude. Malcolm Joseph McKinnon, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude. Duncan Sean McLean, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of the Society of Chemical Industry Student Merit Award. Brooke Ann McClellan, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude. Heather Rose McTavish, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Emily Michelle, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of the CPA Certificate of Academic Excellence. Hugh Blake McClelland, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of the CPA Certificate of Academic Excellence and the Dr. Karen Nicholson Psychology Prize. Daytona Evelyn McMacken, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude. Jasmine Rose McNairn Hart, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of the Biology Prize for Research Excellence. Rajan Richard Minocha McKinney, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Abigail Scory Mitchell, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude. Alexandra Fu Shan Morrison, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of the Canadian Council of Canadian Departments of Psychology Teaching Assistant Award and the CPA Certificate of Academic Excellence. Ethan Anthony Rigo Nicholson, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude. Heidi Lynn O'Connor, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude. Jasmine Jean Hung Panozo Odie, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Patrilia Aja Raymond, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of the Kendall Scott Memorial Prize in Chemistry. Jada Emily Ripley, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of the Fenson Prize, the Biology Teaching Assistant Prize, the Colin Patterson Prize, the Harold Chapman Steeves, and Emily Steeves Memorial Prize. Olivia Louise Ritchie, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Chloe Robichaud, cum honoribus primi ordinis cum laude, recipient of the J.C. Moore Prize. Emily Ray Rushton, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Smith, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the W.S.H. Bill Crawford Prize in Math and Computer Science and of a University Leadership Pin. Simon David Hamish Tector, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the Biochemistry Prize and of a Varsity Student Athlete Pin. Hayden Douglas Walker, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Claire Elizabeth Wilbur, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the Pravin Varma Gold Medal in Science, the Harold Melville Rogers Memorial Gold Medal, the Fensom Prize, the Biochemistry Prize, and the Society of Chemical Industry Student Merit Award, and of a University Leadership Pin. Jordan Allen Williams, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude, recipient of the Fensom Prize, the Biology Teaching Assistant Prize, the Biology Prize for Research Excellence, and of a University Leadership Pin. Alyssa Nicole Wilson, cum honoribus premiordinis cum laude. Ashton Michael James Leal, cum honoribus cum laude, recipient of the Biology Teaching Assistants Prize and a Gold A, an A. Jane Abbard Eaton Student Leadership Award. Hannah Louise Dixon, cum honoribus. Marina Ida May Lord, cum honoribus. Jasmine Allison Willett, cum honoribus, recipient of the Marquis Vallée Memorial Scholarship in Medical Physics. Georgia Pardy, cum honoribus. Sawyer Cecil Earl Stanley, cum honoribus. Alan Zhu, cum honoribus. Sophie Margaret Agnew, cum laude. Dominique Alain, cum laude. Anthony Francis Arsenault, cum laude. Heidi Atto, cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Janelle Marilyn Bellevaux, cum laude, recipient of the Biology Teaching Assistant Prize. Lydia Grace Buckley, cum laude. Katie Fiona Clyburn, cum laude, recipient of the Bruce I. McDonald Prize in Physical and Environmental Geography. Chloe Meg Hallahan, cum laude. Lily Landry Johnson, cum laude, recipient of a Varsity Student Athlete Pin. Lance Xerex Nash Kaplan. Chelsea Craneville, cum laude, recipient of a Varsity Student Athlete Pin. Dylan Kruger, cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Bria Marie Langell, cum laude. George William Angus McIsaac, cum laude. Mackenzie Rain McClellan, cum laude. Hannah Matharu, cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Victoria Lynn McCarville, cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Marilee Nadine Milam, cum laude. Amelia Mitchell, cum laude. Jillian Catherine Rose Mumford, cum laude, recipient of a varsity student athlete pin. Jérémy René Plourde, cum laude. Declan Grady Ross, cum laude. Jasmine Renee Schaus, cum laude. Natalie Caroline Stewart, cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Tegan Janet Vesta Warren, cum laude. Sarah Ashley Weber, cum laude. Julia Lauren Webster, cum laude. Kate Margaret Jane Weldon, cum laude. Jillian Morgan Wood, cum laude. Olivia Elizabeth Winter, cum laude. Daniel Ruben Aboud. Rebecca Lynn Adlington. Adil Alimjanov, recipient of the Barrett Marshall International Graduating Student of the Year, the Dr. Michael Wu Prize. Carmen Maria Amador Torbiarte, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Ayush Anand. Erica Astafan, recipient of a Varsity Student Athlete Pin. Jenna Lucia Agashinsky. Abigail Joanna Austin, recipient of the Francis S. Allison Award, a Jane Abbott Eaton Student Leadership Award. Chloe Babineau. Haley Lynn Batson. Jenna Ann Blair. Hannah Grace Brenniel. Mélanie Brochu. Jamie Allison Chisholm. Kaylin Clements, recipient of a Gold A, an A. Jane Abbott Eaton Student Leadership Award. Tala Violet Victoria Corkum, recipient of a Varsity Student Athlete Pin. Ake Rebecca Manda Dawn. Caitlin Abigail Ernest. Mahamadou Francois Dahani, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Sarah Madeline Hawkins Fudge. Ajinovo Grant Oyeye. Taryn Fiona Greco, recipient of a University Varsity Student Athlete Pin. Dennis Greenwood. Rachel Mora Griffith. Liam Paul Grunow. Seth Charles Hendy. Bentley Huffington, recipient of a Gold A, an A. Jane Abbott Eaton Student Leadership Award. Fathimath Irum Muhammad Ilni. Cole Alexander Jason Johnson. Courtney Joyce Jones. Jessica Elizabeth Jones. Tan Karageldi. Amber Maxine Kelly. Abdullah Khan. Cairo Anne LeBlanc. Alexander Nicholas Lovett. Kenzie Grace Audrey McIntyre. Duncan Joseph Angus McIsaac. Jack Frederick McMillan. Madeline Rhea McMillan. M. H. Mahi. Alexis Jasmine Malenko Nevins. Lucas Christopher McAlery. Andrew Colin McCarthy. Emma Caitlin McIntyre. Quinn Lauren McManaman. Regan Elizabeth Melanson. Timothy John Ray Milson, recipient of a varsity student athlete pin. Jackson Gerald Minja. Jillian Ann Moore. Jean-Michel Mugabe. Jonas Willem Monroe, recipient of a varsity student athlete pin. An Phuc Thien Nguyen. Julianne Elizabeth Oatley. Charlie O'Brien. Tete Odarte. Hannah Jessica Pegdado, recipient of a varsity student athlete pin. Catherine Marie Perry. Zoe Nina Marie Pingert. Mala Pinto. Sean Potts. Rafael Rosende Frere. Jarrell Royden Petrau. Zoe Borghild Rush. Emily Jane Seeley. Eden Mina McNeil Sears. Deep Sham Ding, recipient of the Hibberts Meekins First Generation Graduating Student Award. Kevin Shin. Liam John Sims. Harshitha Sivakumar. Dylan Matthew Blake Sullivan. Nuo Sun. Logan Elizabeth Tate, recipient of a Varsity Student Athlete pin. Nathaniel Jacob Tiller. Ryu Frederick Williston. Jinyu Wu. Lane Curtis Montgomery Zollner. Honorana Cancelaria, ali adolescentes a senatu aprobate os gradas in absentia accipiunt.
Elos gradus in absentia.
Honoranda Cancelaria, e adolescentes cos ad te aduco ad gradum baccalaureae in commercio apti atque idonei cognitus sunt. Connell John Donnelly, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Juvenci Juverne, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude. Ryan Kent Friars, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of the David G. Ebert Memorial Prize and of a University Leadership Pin. Matthew William Keith Hunter, cum honoribus premiordinus cum laude, recipient of the David G. Ebert Memorial Prize and of a University Leadership Pin. Joe Paul Carpenter, cum laude. Owen Patrick Cole, cum laude. Nora Allison Feeney, cum laude. Irene Garamendia Amaros, cum laude. Emily Jane Harrigan, cum laude. Olivia Hebb, cum laude. Julia Catherine Henry, cum laude, recipient of a University Leadership Pin and of a Varsity Student Athlete Pin. Nevis Hunt, cum laude. Marshall Fraser McClellan, cum laude. Catherine Emma Montgomery Stone, cum laude. Emma Elizabeth Vogels, cum laude. Chen-Yu Wu, cum laude. Ahmed Abdu. Isaac Agirdes. Luna Aluzi. Van Markel Andal. Janan Anver. Alfadila Akbar Ariandi. Evan Jack Barkey. Eldar Barnea. Braden Wilson Bell. Mark Forbes Bell. Megan Dawn Birch. Benjamin Robert Campbell. Sebastián Mateo Carriaga Merkel. Hamza Rashid Sharif. Sophie Morgan Clark. Brennan McIver Donovan. Zachariah Elzid Thomas. Kelton Robert Wilson Fawcett. Roy J. Farron. Jacques Kenneth Forgeron. Jaden William Gammon. Alisher Akhtamovich Gaziev. Haley Elizabeth Harrison. Dhruv Vikram Kadam. Abigail Noel Kapazinski. Andrew Nicholas Kuiper, recipient of a varsity student athlete pin. Dominic Gabriel Lavoie. Jennifer Simone LeBlanc. Jolene LeBlanc. Julia Jennifer Lee, recipient of a University Leadership Pin and a Varsity Student Athlete Pin. Alexander Flynn Newhouse Lively. Amal Ephraim Malik. Liam Sean McCarthy. Kavana Seven McKinney. Dahlia Abigail Meyer. Jessica Dawn Miller. Con Lecoq Nguyen, recipient of a Varsity Student Athlete Pin. Hannah Elizabeth Palmater, recipient of a University Leadership Pin. Aiden Mitchell Rock. Devonte Sabria Davincia Roll. Lauren Ashley Ryan. Ruby Tatiana Sandino Aguilar. Haftam Ashaber Teferi. Ethan Brent Thomas. Pauljamin Togbo, recipient of a varsity student athlete pin. Nhi Ngoc Van Tran. Phyong Nhi Tran. Yahuz Baran Yani Hayat. Minuk Yun. Honoranda Cancelaria, aliados gentes a senatu approbate os gradas in absentia accipiunt.
Admittito elos a gradus in absentia.
Honoranda Cancelaria, e baccalaurii cos ad de adduco ad gradum in octoberi admissi sunt. With a Master of Science, Olia Peter Oni. Alexandra Yort Toms, recipient of the Governor General's Gold Medal. With a Bachelor of Science with First Class Honors, Madeleine de Saint Croix Killeran. With a Bachelor of Science, Alejandra Hernandez Poulain. Chelsea Deborah Ann Johnson. Sobichi Cornella Maruke Animieka. And Marina Phillip.
Chancellor, each year the graduating class chooses one graduate to represent the class and deliver the valedictory address. This is, of course, a great honor, but also a profound responsibility, as the valedictorian is tasked with trying to find a way to adequately sum up these last 4 or 5 years that have been life-changing. The class of 2025 has chosen for this task somebody who is well up to it, and that is Emma Etheridge. Emma, I'd ask you to join me here at the podium now. Originally from Riverview, New Brunswick, you have to stand there while I say a bunch of embarrassing things about you. Emma is graduating today with an honors degree in sociology, a minor in psychology, and undergraduate certificates in equity, diversity, and inclusion, and community engaged learning. Throughout her time at Mount Allison, Emma has been deeply involved both inside and outside the classroom. She has performed with the Garnet and Gold Musical Theatre Society, as well as at the Motier Fancy Theatre. She's worked as a teaching assistant and a research assistant within her department, and held leadership roles as a resident assistant, orientation crew leader, and START instructor. She's also played intramural sports and was a vibrant presence on campus. Emma will be continuing her education this fall at Dalhousie University, where she will pursue a master's degree in social work. She brings with her a strong sense of purpose and a commitment to using her education to making meaningful change, perhaps craft, in the world. Please join me, everyone, in a resounding welcome for Emma Etheridge, the valedictorian of 2025.
Good morning, faculty, distinguished honorees, alumni, parents, guests, and of course, the graduating class of 2025. I stand before you today nervous, humbled, and grateful. It is no exaggeration to say that serving as your graduating class valedictorian is one of the greatest honors of my life and not a responsibility I take lightly. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Emma Etheridge, and I'm graduating today from my Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. For those of you who do know me, this may be the only time I get to talk for 10 minutes uninterrupted, so buckle up. I began prepping for the speech about a month ago, and I struggled to find a starting place. I wanted so badly to contribute something meaningful to the ceremony that my words became overly philosophical and detached from my reality here. I love Mount Allison so much. So I decided to just tell you about my journey loving this place and these people. I was reminded of a quote by Bell Hooks. I know, I said I wouldn't be too philosophical, but I just can't help myself. I was reminded of a quote by Bell Hooks, an incredible scholar who has followed me throughout my degree. She says that love is an action, never merely a feeling. I hope at the end of this ceremony, that message resonates with you. We've all traveled different paths to receiving our undergraduate degree. Some of us came here to fill requirements for grad school with our sights set on a specific job, or maybe you chose university because that is what it felt like you were supposed to do. For me, I never questioned whether I would get an education. My mother, a Mount A alumna herself, not only encouraged me to be fearless, but she modeled it. As a newly single mother of 2, she went back and did her master's degree at the age of 40. I remember one night being unable to sleep and peering out from behind my bedroom door. I could see papers scattered across her bed as she was furiously typing away at her computer. My mom looked tired. I asked her why she was doing this. At 12 years old, I couldn't understand, with 2 kids and a job, why she would put herself through this too. Her answer has become somewhat of a mantra in our house. She looked at me and said, "No one can ever take this degree away from me." I may not have understood her message then, but I certainly understand it now, and I hope to convey that to all of you. Regardless of the lows you experienced here, whether it be friends lost or exams failed, that just like my fearless mother, you all pushed yourself to earn this degree that will be hanging on your office wall years from now when our convocation is just a memory. This degree that no one can ever take from you. I want to celebrate that first and foremost, the triumph of walking across this stage today, of crossing the finish line, even if you had to drag yourself here, because I believe that what each and every one of you did in your time here matters. Our contributions to Mount A are all different. Some of us completed independent research, represented athletics, were on a society's executive, or worked on theater productions. Some of us were teaching assistants, peer tutors, or contributed to student life as house exec and residence assistants. Some of us made a classmate's day better by offering words of encouragement or lifted someone up by inviting them to sit with us at meal hall. All of those things matter. And I think it matters that you did these things at Mount Allison. We all came here for different reasons. Maybe you came here for a sport, for a specific program. Maybe you fell in love with the town of Sackville or the class sizes. I am sure we are all used to the question, why Mount A? Of all the post-secondary institutions, those of us crossing the stage today chose this one. For me, I did not have a coherent answer to that question leading up to my first year. In all honesty, I did not feel confident in my decision to attend this institution at all, until about 10 minutes into move-in day. Before coming here, I lived my whole life in Riverview, New Brunswick. If you've never been, it's a pretty place not too far away. I was lucky enough to make some good friends, many of whom are graduating with me today. However, there was always a part of me that did not quite fit there. I was always too loud, too theatrical, too much. I had made my peace with the idea that to fit into most spaces, I would have to make myself smaller. I prepared myself to do just that at Mount Allison. But in September 2021, as I drove into the town of Sackville, I was quickly overwhelmed by how wrong I had been. I was greeted by enthusiastic upper year students in tight and bright, cheering and dancing. Before I knew it, I had found my home in Windsor Hall, and 1 year later, I was that comforting upper year for incoming students as a residence assistant, and then the year after as an O Crew leader. I would be remiss if I didn't credit Windsor Hall for putting me in front of you today. No, it was not the hotel-like atmosphere that jump-started my Mount A journey. It was the people living around me, many of whom I've now had the opportunity to call my classmates, castmates, teammates, roommates, and best friends. This school has introduced me to the most genuine and generous people I could have ever hoped for. Now, when I am asked, why Mount A? I think back to the feeling I had seeing those enthusiastic upper years in their tight and bright on move-in day. They were not too loud or too theatrical. They weren't annoying and they weren't trying too hard. They were not too much. To me, that is what makes this place so special. In that moment, and in countless others over the next 4 years, this community showed me time and time again that by being my honest self, I was enough. I felt this sentiment especially on stage. Despite not being a drama student, I was welcomed with open arms into many productions at Mount A. How awesome is that? To bow alongside exceptional directors, designers, and performers, all while completing a different degree where I also experienced this community. In the sociology department, I am known as somewhat of a talker, and for 4 years, I've had the opportunity to think out loud about the structures that exist around me. I was able to critically examine the world and my place in it. My perspective shifted and my point of view exploded. I often have people say to me, wow, with the current state of the world, your degree must be so depressing. And it has been at times. We rise as graduates in a moment of heightened political, environmental, and economic instability. It can feel as though there are more things that divide us than things that unite us. Many people around me are feeling angry, scared, and confused. Under these circumstances especially, we cannot take for granted what it means to earn this degree. In these times of division and polarization, the knowledge and experiences you gained here are irreplaceable. To be educated is to think about, understand, and challenge a world that is designed to confuse and separate us. No one can take this degree away from you. I repeat that mantra from my mom regularly, yet I still find myself overwhelmed reading the news. In response, I really leaned on the community I have built at Mount A. Within the confines of the school and in Sackville, it can feel like I am in a bubble. Sometimes, I wish I could just shut my eyes and stay in this bubble forever. But then I hear once again the words of bell hooks. Love is an action, never merely a feeling. I love this place. But what I hope for our graduating class is that you take the love you fostered here, whether it be for sports, theater, chemistry, English, or the friends you wish would live down the hall forever, that you take that love and turn it into action. Take what you have learned here and do something with it. Write a book, make breakthroughs in your field of research, run for office, give a TED Talk. I have faith that members of our graduating class will do all of those things and more. But if I'm to leave you with only one thing today, it is the hope that you do them with love. I truly believe that we can change the world by taking care of each other, by taking care of our communities. And now, we are a part of the Mount Allison community forever as alumni. I feel heartbroken to be leaving, but looking out to this graduating class, I also feel incredibly joyful. To those of you I've come to know and to love in these last 4 years, I would like to say that you are the reason I am standing here today, and I will spend the rest of my life cheering you on as loudly as my voice will carry. To those of you I don't know well, I cannot wait to be reading about all of your accomplishments in the years to come and be filled with a deep sense of pride when I see Mount Allison Graduate 2025. Thank you so much.
Platform guests, graduates, let me say congratulations. Today is a day to recognize where you have been, what you have done, and who you have become while studying here at Mount Allison University. And on behalf of the Mount Allison Alumni Association, I am sending a deep, heartfelt congratulations to you. 2025 is yours. One thing is true about everyone who has sat in your seat in this hall and crossed the stage over the years. They could have surrendered to an easier path than one of hard work, self-improvement, and scholarly success like you have chosen. In choosing success, you have resisted internal voices from your lesser selves. A voice that maybe asks or asked, why work harder than anyone else? Why focus on improving anything when it's easier to accept myself and the world as it is? I have found that the truly remarkable among us, whether they are remarkable by leaving this hall to lead a kindergarten, a corner store, an office, or a nation, have one thing in common. They did not appease that inner voice. They have stood up to that voice and answered the call of mediocrity with defiance and purpose. This, as you saw earlier today, is a special year to reflect on that. It's the 150th anniversary of the first female graduate in the British Commonwealth, Grace Annie Lockhart. There were undoubtedly voices in her head that had to be appeased as well. She also likely faced the outward taunts and the nattering of lesser people who said women could not attend university because it posed a threat to tradition and the social order. Grace Annie Lockhart refused to appease those voices. And that's the message that I want to give to you today, a message about appeasement. Just like Grace Annie Lockhart refused to appease the naysayers of her time, it's particularly important to refuse to appease the outward calls of tyranny, injustice, and chaos in our world. There are those that treat intelligence and education as a threat. Others demand diversity, equity, and inclusion must be resisted. Do we appease those voices? No. Mount Allison alumni Harriet Starr Stewart, who in 1887 was the first woman in Canada to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree, did not appease that voice. Mount Allison alumni Maria Louisa Angwin, who was the first woman doctor licensed in Nova Scotia and opened a practice focused on underprivileged women and children, did not appease that voice. Mount Allison alumni Sheila Hellstrom, who was the first female regular forces member to achieve the rank of Brigadier General, did not appease that voice. And Grace Annie Lockhart, the woman who graduated from Mount Allison University before women could even vote or hold a library card, did not appease that voice. And neither did you, nor will you. During these difficult times, the times you will be defined as new graduates, they are not for appeasement. But most importantly, remember you have help. The Mount Allison University Alumni Network you are joining, thank you, is a lifelong association of change makers and firecrackers who are rooting for you. Indeed, we are counting on you. Attend events, volunteer, support each other. Your alumni association is here for you. My welcome to this group comes with a promise. No accomplishment of yours will go uncelebrated. All your calls to remind you of the moral courage you already possess will go answered. So get involved. It was an absolute pleasure to meet all of you as you crossed the stage and came down the stairs. And I want to remind you that the world may seem dark, but with the alumni of Mount Allison University, voices for education, equity, justice, and most importantly, kindness are loud. Thank you.
Good morning, bonjour. Congratulations and félicitations to the class of 2025. Graduates, I know that this is such an important moment in your journey and that your incredible hard work and your commitment has made it happen. And it is an absolute honor for me to be here today to share this important milestone with you and your loved ones. Today you join over 180 years of alumni. That's thousands of students who have celebrated this moment just as you're doing now. Every Mount Allison graduate has left our campus to go on to make their mark on the world in ways both big and small. And now it's your turn. I think the world needs Mount Allison graduates today more than ever. Le monde a besoin de vous. The education you received here has reinforced your critical thinking skills and your ability to problem solve. You've learned here to think about things from various sides. You learned here how to debate and challenge respectfully. You are immersed here on campus in a culture that celebrates the strength of balancing business with arts and culture. And I know you will carry forward the values that define Mount Allison: integrity, creativity, excellence, innovation, and a commitment to making the world a better place. Nos deux lauréates de diplôme honorifique font une différence dans le monde, chacune à sa façon. This morning's honorary degree recipients embody Mount Allison's values, and they've made a meaningful impact on their communities because of this. Judy, you have played a key part in helping to shape the economic and social fabric of Atlantic Canada. But it is the heart behind that leadership, your dedication to uplifting others, your deep-rooted values, and your tireless support of causes that matter, and that's what truly sets you apart. Whether advancing opportunities for young women through the Bragg Women in Music Fund, supporting rural communities, or investing in education, you lead with purpose and with compassion. We're very proud to honor you, not only for your achievements, but also for the example you set for future generations. Merci pour tout que vous avez donné et continuez de donner à Mount Allison et à notre région. Thank you for everything you've given and continue to give to Mount Allison and to our region. Nancy, your journey to the front lines of healthcare, to the heart of civic leadership, reflects your dedication to making a difference. Your advocacy for hospice care in New Brunswick has brought comfort and dignity to countless families, and your work in local government continues to inspire trust, collaboration, and hope. It is with deep gratitude and admiration that we recognize your extraordinary contributions today. Nous sommes très honorés de vous compter parmi nous ici à Mount Allison. Congratulations and félicitations to you both, and thank you. You truly inspire us all. In fact, when I look around me, I am inspired by this community. Every one of us has a connection to this special place and to all of us who comprise the Mount Allison community. And I have to say that presiding over Convocation is one of my favorite responsibilities as your chancellor. And why is that? Well, because I believe it is a special moment that celebrates both an incredible accomplishment and the start of an exciting new chapter. And as you leave this campus to go out there and change the world, I know you will take a piece of Mount Allison with you, a piece that will help guide you. During your time on campus, you've built strong connections to this place, to the people you met here, to your friends and professors alike. Some of the people you met during your time here will have a lifelong impact on you. And how do I know that? Well, because it's my story too. I know firsthand the power of the Mount Allison community and the impact that it has had on my life. This convocation will mark my final time as presiding as your chancellor, a role that has been one of great privilege. Never in a million years, when I was sitting where you are today, did I ever imagine that I would have this opportunity. So like many of you, I'm closing a meaningful chapter. And as I do so, I leave with a sense of pride and confidence as Mount Allison is welcoming a new beginning. This convocation is the first for our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ian Sutherland. Since joining us in July, Dr. Sutherland has been, to quote simply, a breath of fresh air. He has brought inspirational vision, deep care, and a strong sense of community to the university, and I know we are in very good hands. So graduates, as I've said before, go out there and make it better. Make it better with your skills and your values. You're stepping into a world that needs your energy, your creativity, and your passion. Be bold in your ambitions, be kind in your actions, and never stop striving to make a difference. Class of 2025, we can't wait to see what's next for you. Congratulations, félicitations, et merci beaucoup.
We're nearly there. Chancellor, as I'm sure you can appreciate, many people make ceremonies like this possible. Some of them are certainly here on stage, but most are working elsewhere across campus, at the back of the hall, indeed, out of sight. And I want to take a moment for all of us to thank everybody that makes this ceremony possible. Please join me in doing that. Of course, none of you would have gotten here without your faculty and your instructors, your lab instructors, and so on. So I want grad class of 25 for you to take another opportunity to thank all of them, many of whom are sitting right here. And lastly, but actually not lastly, almost lastly, but certainly not leastly, I want to thank all the staff, from student services to facilities to housing and dining. All of these incredible people at Mount Allison help make all of you, all of us, feel at home and supported every day of the year. So thank to our staff, everyone. This is the last thanks. In this anniversary of the Grace Annie Lockhart graduation, 150 years, as you've heard several times today, since the graduation of the first woman, not only in Mount Allison, not only New Brunswick, not only Canada, but the entire British Commonwealth, it is particularly poignant for me to also thank our wonderful Chancellor for her 8 years of service. It has been my honor to work with you, and thank you personally also for your wisdom, your advice, your counsel, and indeed your friendship. And there's one important thing you need to know about Chancellor Lowen. She's a Newfoundlander. So, Chancellor Lowen, long may your big jib draw. Okay, we're really almost there, folks. There are a few things left to do, about 3. The first one is I'm going to give you a redo on the raising the roof for the class of 2025. Now, when you did it earlier after I spoke, I would grade you at about an 8 out of 10. I want you to get all the way to 10, push it to 11. So raise the roof in celebration of the class of 2025. That was much better, thank you. This is now the conclusion of our formal ceremony, but I have some marching orders, as it were, for you. We are going to close today's ceremony, as we always do, with the singing of Mount Allison's Alma Mater song. Now, for those of you that don't unfortunately know the words written on your heart, they are printed for you on page 3 of your program. For those that might be newer to Mount Allison, I'll just also remind you or let you know about the tradition. You can join in on the last chorus, and that is a particular time when everybody here will stand up. Okay? We'll also be led in the singing of the Alma Mater song by some fantastic musicians from our music school. This will be followed by the singing of O Canada, and then the recessional of the stage party. While the stage party is receding through the auditorium, and that will be, of course, led by Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor, we would ask all of you to stay in your seats so we can get through, and then you are all warmly welcome to greet your graduates, leave the hall, and have a fantastic, fantastic day. It is then my last duty today to pronounce that Convocation is now closed. Je prononce la cérémonie de la remise des diplômes finie. Congratulations, graduates.
Back the tidal seas, where fruitful crops bend to the western breeze.
On classic Mount, pride of the happy lands, with laurel crowned, our alma mater stands, her banners there unfold. Garnet and the gold. Mount Allison so fair, beyond the marshes there, above the peaceful scene, she